And you know what? It's always fun when you look down and you realize that your mic is not plugged in. So how you doing? How you feeling, race fans? Out there in TV land, glad you could all join us here tonight. We'll get things right as these drivers continue to fire things off in qualifying for tonight's High Roller 187 right here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Dalton Fredericks was quickest in happy hour, but Fredericks only good enough for fourth here in qualifying. Bailey Dutton, top of the speed charts with the 29.47. Just a handful of drivers left to try to dethrone Dutton at the top, and only about a minute and a half remaining here in qualifying. So we'll get everything caught up. A great race last night out of these trunk series. We'll see how these Ayers iRacing Paints Cup Series drivers powered by Swift Motorsports go about their business here tonight. Track temperature just above that 70-degree mark, so should be a lot of grip for these Gen 4s out there with just about 60 seconds remaining. Only one final driver yet to put in his time lap. We'll see if he gets things going, but for the moment, Bailey Dutton looks to take the pole position here tonight. And it does indeed look like that will be it. So Dutton will take that top spot by 400ths of a second. 29.47 to 29.51. iRacing rounding that to a 50. So a little bit of discrepancy there, but no change at the top of the speed charts. Bailey Dutton will walk away your pole sitter. So with that being said, we're going to step away for just a brief moment before we head trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back with tonight's High Roller 187, brought to you by Swift Motorsports. You're watching the Ayers iRacing Paints Cup Series.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air,
trackside as drivers begin to make their way through final pre-race inspection. We'll get a little closer to the track as these drivers get ready to fire things off. You can hear a few of the engines already started, waiting for a handful of drivers to make their way through final pre-race inspection. John McMillan Sr., Gary May having a little issue down there in tech. Looked like they were looking at the left front on that number 5 machine in the right rear of John McMillan Sr. We've seen drivers with trouble going through tech last night in the Performance Motorsports Truck Series, powered to you by Swift Motorsports. So officials being a little extra scrutinous here this weekend, making sure nobody's gambling here in Sin City. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the host for night number 2 here with Smith Motorsports. Tonight's Ayers High Racing Paints Cup Series High Roller 187 ready to roll. Off of the starting grid, Gary May looks like he's putting on the helmet and climbing in the car. We should see him shortly to his pit stall. And you hear the sounds, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup for the High Roller 187 for the Ayers High Racing Paints Cup Series, brought to you by Swift Motorsports. Walking away with the pole position inside row number 1 behind the wheel of that number 26 machine. Bailey Dutton will bring us to the green flag. Justin Gann got a lineup just to his outside. Back in row number 2 tonight, the Cuban Missile Rocket Roy Fernandez will start in third, with Dalton Fredericks right behind him. Row number 3 here tonight, behind the wheel of that number 21 machine, Todd Cray. Cody Sleeper just to his outside, and back in row number 4, the 48 of Corey Milton, in the 57 of Brian Wasserman. Nick Hunt and John McMillan Sr. will round out your top 10. The 47 of Daniel Krim and John Wimbish back in row number 6. And in row number 7 tonight for the High Roller 187, the 5 of Gary May and the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Jason Branch and Mike Compaggio back in row 8. Row number 9 tonight, John McMillan Jr. and Elise Daly. Big tip of the cap to race officials Don Kidder and Andy Starcher. We're going to fire things off as the music fades out. We'll await the pace car to make that left-hand turn, and there it goes. Out of the way, we're going to go green flag racing here in just a moment. And for the first time tonight, boss man in the flag stand, fans on their feet, and we are racing at Las Vegas. Close there with Fredericks on the back end of Fernandez. And Justin Gann going to tangle for the third position. Gann dropping back now, as Fredericks going to pick up a spot. Moving one step forward behind the wheel of that Sharpie number 3. Roy Fernandez going to take over second, back into turn 1. Side by side for the race lead on the high side. Here comes Fernandez. He's not called the Cuban Missile Rocket for no reason. Making the high side work. Hustle it. Getting it done. The best Harry Gann impression I've seen. A new race leader here at the front of the field. Roy Fernandez will bring him across the stripe. Lap number 2 behind us. Lap number 3 now goes on the board. 26 of Dutton still hugging that inside lane, that white line. We gotta ask ourselves, is he gonna keep it down there all night? I know it's very early, but we've seen already that high side really work to the advantage of Fernandez. Fighting back on the inside, though. Here comes Dutton once again, looking for the race lead. Pole sitter looking to go back to where he started from. They'll drag race, and Fernandez will win the battle for the moment. So a few laps behind us. Let's jump around the field. Let's watch a few of these battles unfold. There you can see the 00 of Nick Hunt, the John Deere familiar colors. Running in that 10th position side by side. 47 of Daniel Krim just in front of him, with 51 of John McMillan Sr. right behind. If this doesn't bring back memories, then I don't know what you can't remember. The U.S. Army number 56 of John Wimbish, followed by that 48 Lowe's Cobalt Chevy. Things looking good here tonight. The Fago Soda. 01 of Cody Sleeper up the track just a little bit. Sleeper running in that 8th position, dropping 2 spots from where he qualified. Sleeper heading the wrong direction. Side-by-side racing action now for the 12th and 13th position. Tommy Haynes looking to take 11th away. Here comes John McMillan Sr., Jason Branch, and John McMillan Jr. not too far off behind them. Let's take a look back here at this battle unfolding inside of the Barbies World number 22. Let's go on board with Jason Branch. You can see all of the drivers in front. Dalton Fredericks, new race leader at the front of the field. You can hear him having to jump way out of the gas, goes up the track. Jumps back in it, keeps it pegged to the floor, and Jason Branch is all over the rear deck lid of John McMillan Sr. He's got Jr. behind him, looking to the outside. 00 of Nick Hunt starting to struggle just in front of this 3-car battle. We'll jump outside of the cars. We've got action on the track. Oh, and Jason Branch gonna miss corner entry way up the wall. Keep it up top. Everybody going to go around him. Get a lot of damage down the right side of that Barbie's World number 22. Look for Jason Branch to possibly switch things into conservation mode here. Still a good battle inside of your top 5. Let's go back here with the 21 of Todd Crave, followed by Justin Gann. Roy Fernandez going to drop 2 positions now back, running in the 5th spot. Tight little battle here, first all the way through 5th, really, and you might as well go ahead and count in 56 of John Wimbish and Corey Milton. They are not very far behind that Sharpie. Number 3 of Roy Fernandez, who currently runs in the 5th position. There you can see Fernandez, a little wiggle up the racetrack, a big moment off of the corner. Justin Gann with a big moment. Huge slide coming out of turn number 2, all but sideways there. We've seen drivers have a little bit of trouble last night coming in up turn number 2. So again, turn 2 proving to be a little tricky behind the wheel. Dalton Fredericks out front. Bailey Dutton, your pole sitter, looking to get back to that top spot. Third different race leader of the night as Fredericks looks to pad his back pocket with laps led. pretty straightforward single file action. Just as I say that, Dutton gonna look to the bottom on Fredericks, look to take over the top spot. How about the distance being gained right now between Todd Gray and Justin Gann? They're your top three starting to break away from the four lined up single file behind them. Wasserman gonna go by Daniel Krim. Tommy Haynes getting by Krim as well. Krim with some troubles here. 47 dropping like a rock. Stuck on the high side, getting freight trained around the bottom. Hanging it sideways, a little bit loose through the center of turns 3 and 4. Krim gonna lose a ton of positions in just about a half a lap. Meanwhile, back at the front, back out front, your pole sitter, Bailey Dutton. Gonna dip his hands back in that lap sled pool. Led the opening first 2 laps. We've seen Roy Fernandez hanging out on the high side and lead a handful of laps. Dalton Fredericks making his way to the front. Bailey Dutton gonna reassume the race lead, and we're only 16 laps in to tonight's 125 lap official high roll 187 right here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, so make no mistakes about it. It may look calm, but there is a lot going on. Todd Craig going to take over that second position. Close racing action here with Fredericks right on his left rear. As these two have battled, that has allowed Justin Gann to make his way back into the mix. So that 3-car breakaway, no more Gann. Going to tow along Fernandez right behind him. How about Dalton Fredericks feeding a little dirty air to the nose of that Kitty Cat Coin number 30 machine. The Virginia Beach native running well here tonight. Was quick and happy hour qualified in second. So a lot of speed built into that machine here tonight. Oh, and Gann scrapes the outside wall. Todd Cray with a scrape of the outside wall as well. A little real hard left, trying to get as far away from that wall as possible, but that's allowed Dutton to get away on the 20 of Fredericks to get to his outside. And we all know Todd Cray, he's not going to give up, never say die attitude. We'll look at a bigger battle going on right behind the battles at the front. 4 or 5 drivers caught up and involved in this battle for the moment. The 01 of Cody Sleeper has John Wimbish into his inside, and on the inside of Wimbish, here comes Wasserman trying to get it done. The Dos Equis 57, beautiful little paint scheme on that thing. I like the way that machine's looking. But John McMillan Jr. trying to make some moves here. The 15 has made up 7 positions. He's going to be the biggest mover of the race so far. Lap 20 now goes on the board, and Bailey Dutton stepping away. Look at Dutton. A 1 second advantage now out front for the 26. Close battle, second, third, fourth on the racetrack. Todd Gray able to recover from a moment, just a handful of laps off of turn number 2. Able to secure that second position, hold off the charge from that 20 of Fredericks. Gann has closed in, has brought Fernandez with Melton behind him. You might want to watch the man back there. We're going to see if we can get a camera shot here. There you go. Going to catch all 3 of these drivers behind Dalton Fredericks for the moment. A little bit of a wiggle from Fernandez on the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to give up some time off of turn number 2. Justin Gann misses corner entry. It's going to slow that outside lane down just a little bit, but Rory Melton, he's just been kind of hanging on here. Nice and quiet. All over these drivers, and it looks like Melton may have a little bit more under the hood. About halfway through, we'll say about halfway through this green flag run, we believe these drivers are going to be able to make it to at least lap 35 before heading to pit road. We'll see if that's going to hold true. We'll take a look back now off of the 17 of Tommy Haynes. There you can see the Exalta. The 15 of John McMillan Jr. looking to gain another position here tonight. Close going into one. Back outside of the car, the battle no more. The 15 will take the spot away and pick up a top 10 running spot for the moment. Great run from the rear of the field here. And we've got drivers to pit road. Maybe we had it off. Maybe it's going to be lap 25 because we've got a mass exodus. And a great run for the 17. He's going to pick up a position coming to pit road. Pit stops, lap 24. Roy Fernandez going to reclaim the race lead. Will he stay out another lap or two? Giving up time, not something you want to do at a fast track like Las Vegas Motor Speedway. No pit road penalties. Got to keep it under. And the 01 looked to be a little quick for a moment. So pretty much an entire green flag stop all in just about a lap. Race off of pit road is going to be the eventual race for the top spot. Bailey Dutton going to lead him off of pit road. Fredrickson able to pick up a little bit of time on Todd Gray. Down on the bottom of the racetrack, that 1 second advantage has gone away. The pit stops are the great equalizer here tonight under the lights at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Fernandez going to get off of pit road and get going, but he's going to have no real match here. He's going to be well slower than the guys out there turning these quick laps. Fernandez is going to have to try to slot in. I'm going to say he's going to have to look for a spot right behind Todd Gray. And there it is down the track. He's going to pick up the draft in, I don't want to say merge into traffic because he's going to keep it on the high side. Big run from Justin Gann. Fernandez going to drop back to 5th now. The 48 looking quick at the bottom of the racetrack and a tough entry to turns 1 and 2. Loses Fernandez yet another spot. He's going to drop from 5th now to 6th. After this round of green flag pit stops has come to an end. No pit road penalty, so everybody on it. And as we said, that battle for the race lead has closed up. Fredrickson Gray able to pick up almost 8/10 of a second on race leader Bailey Dutton, who had over a 1 second advantage coming to pit lane. Fredrickson Gray going to close in to just 2/10 back. A close battle for second and third as Justin Gann has lost touch. Gann has lost touch in that number 30. Kitty Cat coin machine there. You can see him fitting in the 4th position. Corey Melton right behind him. Now a long ways back is Wimbish and Fernandez. We're going to go back here to the 56 of John Wimbish, now sitting 3.5 seconds behind your race leader, almost 2 seconds to Corey Melton for that final spot inside of a top 5. And we're not trying to call anybody out here, but Wimbish with a tough run over the first 2 weeks. A little bit on the downside in the points. A solid top 5 here tonight could turn his season around early in the regular season, put himself in a better position to possibly make that top 16 and have a shot to advance for a championship. Still a long way to go, still a long night ahead of us as we are just about, just under 90 laps or so, somewhere in that range. Just under 95. Somebody work with me here. Got to jump around the track. We've got a battle for the race lead. Once again, 3-car breakaway over a second advantage on Justin Gann, who sits in 4th. Dutton, your pole sitter here tonight, continuing to show the way. Continue to lead Dalton Fredrickson, Todd Cray as they head down the backstretch and into turns 3 and 4. Great racing action here tonight in the High Roller 187. Behind the wheel of these Ayers iRacing Paints Cup Series machines. Everybody powered by Swift Motorsports out on the track. Tonight we have been clean and green all night long. 34 laps now behind us as lap 35 goes on the board. So just about halfway through this green flag cycle, we should see drivers pit lane right around that lap 48 to lap 52 mark. We'll see if anybody gambles, if anybody tries to roll the dice. Not sure. I'm not sure a short pit and undercut strategy. I'm not quite sure that's going to work. I'm not really sold on that one just yet. The top 10 drivers to pit road on lap 24. From 11th on back onto pit road, lap 25. We've got a mixed bag with Gary Wells and Jason Branch, who pitted on lap 24. They're outside of your top 10 right now. So a lap of undercut isn't gonna cut it, but when you can chop this thing up into about four pit stops, shortening a run is gonna cost you an extra pit stop. And the time gained versus the time lost on pit road, I just don't think you're gonna make up or be able to make up that much ground. We're looking at the tire fall off right now. Fastest lap of the race turned in very early here tonight. 29.72. The fastest lap turned in tonight, that's going to be by John Wimbish. Last time around, a 30.79. So just about a second of fall off. And it's going to be 14 laps. That's not a whole lot of fall off. So will a crew chief roll the dice? Come down pit road, maybe do right sides and fuel only. It's going to take enough time to get the right sides on when you're waiting on fuel, so you might as well go ahead and maybe roll the dice. Try to get out on the track a little quicker, save yourself a little time in the pit box. Maybe do some left side tires. I know some people out there watching a TV land, you're probably, Dave, you're crazy. Take left side tires and fuel, you're nuts. Amazingly, we're so used to always seeing drivers put on those right sides. Sometimes the car and track combo can lend itself to a wild card. Right, to a move that nobody's really expecting. You want to make a big handling change, you throw the left sides on there. I'm with the call to try to do. Let's try to do the left side tires and fuel only. And if we're able to maintain pace, good pace, when we come down the next time, we're going to go right sides and fuel only. Right now, that's going to be at least 3 out of your 4 stops done and over with. If you're feeling really freaky with it at the end, come down for fuel only. Save yourself a course of about, let's see, that's going to be close to about 18 to 20 seconds of track time. And that can translate into a big gap. Now, we're all speculating because of caution flag. That will change it all. Caution flag comes out at any point in time. It is going to change the game as far as the fuel strategy is concerned. These drivers have just about 6 to 8 laps remaining in fuel. So as long as if that caution flag flies mid-run, the strategy is going to begin to really differ. It really vary, but for the moment, everybody seems to be on the same page. Bailey Dutton going to step away 0.3 of a second advantage over Todd Gray, who has Dalton Fredericks right behind him. Justin Gannon and Corey Melton still trailing behind, unable to really gain any ground on those top 3 drivers. Close battle between Wimbish and McMillan Jr. Let's go back here. The Exalta number 15 machine at Wimbish going to go to the high side. Well, it's no part of the fight just yet. Behind the wheel of that Ford Fusion number 56 U.S. Army machine, Wimbish going to drop to 7. Less than 20 laps away from the halfway point. We are less than 10 laps away from our second round of green flag pit stops. How long will these drivers be able to keep it up out there on the track? We've seen Jason Branch get into the outside wall, really scrape up the right side, able to keep it headed in the right direction. No caution for debris. So built well at the track tonight, Jason Branch looking to try to bring that Barbie World number 22 a little closer to the front of the field. Speaking of Branch, let's go back and check on this. Oh, just as we go to a big moment off of turn number 2 behind the wheel of that Ford Fusion. Drivers looking to be fighting some loose conditions here. Branch sliding the rear of the car all the way through from center off of 3 and 4, or center off of 4. Really looked to be a bit out of shape for my liking, but that's why I'm not behind the wheel anymore. Dalton Fredericks and Todd Gray. These two guys. We want to go around and show you as many of the battles and as much action as we can, but these two guys right here, man, they've been throwing heavyweight blows at each other lap after lap. And somehow they have been able to run down Bailey Dutton for that top spot. Dutton now just 0.2 of a second out front. And there's the pit stops. John Wimbish going to bring the U.S. Army number 56 Ford Fusion down pit lane. Wimbish, first driver on pit lane this go around. See when the front of the field exits the track. Will Bailey Dutton come down pit road this time around? Looks to be low. No, they're going to eyeball it, but not go. Todd Craig going to have to get on the binders. Get it low down. Todd Craig looking to change it up at the front as Bailey Dutton going to stay out front with Dalton Fredericks right in tow. Now just 0.1 of a second advantage for race leader Bailey Dutton. Green flag pit cycle underway. Todd Craig all ready to pit road. Oh, big moment there, and oh boy, Dalton Fredericks gonna lock her down. Dutton with a lock as well. Oh my goodness, Justin Yan in the 48 able to close in. Brian Wasserman right here. He's gonna come to pit road. John McMillan Sr. He says, I ain't ready to come to pit road. He's gonna stay out on the racetrack. New race leader behind the wheel of 51 machine. The Canada I Racing is sponsored number 51 of John McMillan Sr. going to take the top spot. LC Daly the number 6 machine going to take over second. Gary May, Roy Fernandez, all going to stay out on track. Taking a look, where does Todd Cray cycle through here? Cray going around the drivers that just came to pit road. There's Bailey Dutton. Dalton Fredericks was able to get away much quicker, and there's Fredericks. Battle for the eventual race lead. Todd Cray fired up at the top of the track, and he's going to take that top spot away from Fredericks off of 4. Big slide on the cold tires for the 20. Big slide on those. Oh my goodness. Big slide for the 20 on those fresh tires. Almost into the outside wall right there. Fredericks may be pushing a little bit much here on these colder tires. As the green flag pit cycle finishes itself on out. Let's see where everybody shakes out. I don't want to call him the biggest loser in this round of green flag pit cycles, but Bailey Dutton was able to time it right and put himself back out front. It's not going to happen this time by Dutton going to lose quite a bit of time. 1.8 seconds back from Cray, who is out front. Almost a 2-second advantage now for Todd Cray. And if there's anything we've ever learned, if you're just joining us this season, the guy out front right now, Todd Cray, we've seen him in multiple different machines. We've seen him with different series and different leagues out there. Todd Cray, always one of the drivers that you can never count out until he's out. You know what I mean? Unless there's a lot of damage on the car, or he gets trapped in certain situations early in the race that he's got to overcome and persevere through. You can always find analysts out there willing to take Todd Cray to walk away with a checkered flag at any given racetrack. Cray, one of those well-versed, well-skilled drivers. Big wiggle right as we say that. Big wiggle on the bottom through 3 and 4. That's going to allow Dalton Fredericks to pick up a run side by side for your race lead. 20 on the bottom, 21 at the top. Still side by side there, you can see Roy Fernandez and that number 3 Sharpie machine. He had trouble on his pit stop, and he is going to be listed first driver, 1 lap down. Tough break here tonight. Fernandez had a great run going. A round of green flag pit stops goes wrong, and Fernandez finds himself deep in the field, sitting in the lucky dog position. Right around the corner from the halfway point. We're now just 10 laps away from the halfway point. Todd Cray out front. Bailey Dutton losing some ground during our latest round of green flag pit stops. Justin Gann losing some time as well under our latest round of green flag pit stops. The Kitty Cat coin, number 30. And now sitting 2.5 seconds away from your race leader, Todd Cray. You just can't shake Dalton Fredericks. Those two looking to step away, maybe separate themselves from the rest of the field and have a little 2-car shootout by the time it's all said and done. We're going to go back a little further in the field to watch this battle unfold. Nick Hunt, Tommy Haynes going at it. 8th and 9th position on the track. The John Deere 00 of Nick down on the bottom, but the Carhartt 17 tracking him down on the top of the racetrack. And you know what? Look, I'm from the country, okay? I'm from the western parts of North Carolina. We've got some great mountain folks up here. You can call us hillbillies if you want. You can call us rednecks if you will, but nothing screams country like this duo right here. The Carhartt John Deere tandem out there on the track. It doesn't get much more American than that, than maybe a bald eagle. We're not going to get into this. We're just not. You know what? We're gonna press rewind, re-record. Let's reset. Let's keep going here tonight. We're right around the corner of the halfway point. And I tell you what, let's give it to you a little early. It takes a few laps to unfold, so let's go to the front of the field. Trying to unlap himself on the outside of race leader Todd Cray. We're going to start at the front of the field with your driver highlights and spotlights. There you can see that 21 machine, the New Jersey native, has led a handful of laps, had to fight back to get back to the front, but here he is after our second round of green flag pit stops, showing the way. Here with the high roller 187, driver right behind him sitting in second. He's led a handful of laps here tonight, looking to lead once again. Dalton Fredericks up 2 spots from where he qualified, but chasing one of the best in the business, Ken Fredericks. Get the job done and go to victory lane here tonight under the lights in the high roller 187. That's going to lead us to your pole sitter here tonight, the Georgia native. He's from my neck of the woods down here. Dutton. Gonna drop 2 spots. Running third was your race leader coming to pit road. Under our second round of green flag pit stops, gave up a little bit of time. And that's gonna put him behind. As Justin Gann going at it side by side with the 48 of Corey Melton. So as this thing's a little bit of fluid action, we're just gonna call it like we see it. Corey Melton gonna take that 4th spot away now. Justin Gann going to slide back to 5th, so we're going to move forward here with Melton now inside of your top 5, sitting in that 4th position. Great run by him, trying to make his way up through this field. So that's pretty much going to do it for your top 5. Your driver highlights. Final man we're going to list. Big tip of the cap to this guy right here. Started 18th out of 19 drivers in the field here tonight, and John McMillan Jr. is up 12 spots, looking to somehow get a solid top 5 out of it here tonight. And if he can do that, he's going to put himself right there with Fredericks again. We haven't had a chance to mention it. We'll get to it if we can. But John McMillan Jr., biggest mover of the night, up 12 positions from where he qualified. That's going to do it for your driver highlights and spotlights. We're going to give you that mid-race rundown as we cross the line. Lap number 66 going to go on the board this time by 19 drivers. Took the green flag here tonight. We have still got all 19 out there on the track. 16 remain on the lead lap. Roy Fernandez able to power his way around these top 2. Get himself back onto the lead lap with Jason Branch losing some ground. Fernandez getting ready to reel him in. Elsie Daly not far in front of him. Daly with a good solid night. He's up 5 positions from where he qualified. Mike Compaggio, we haven't really talked about the 9. Let's go take a look at this. Number 9 machine out there on the track, the All-Star 15 TV AMS Oil Ford Fusion. Looking good, looking solid. Also up 5 positions from where he qualified tonight, so a great run for this 9. Not a lot of battles out there on the track to really speak of. Let's go back here. Hunt, Wimbish, and Haynes going at it as Wimbish losing some ground now. He's going to drop from inside of the top 5. Slowly fall back to the 9th position. It's got a comfortable little gap here to settle in. In that 9th spot, it's about 2 seconds out in front of Brian Wasserman. So smartly just not really battling those 2 drivers that seem to have a little bit more speed under the hood right now. Wimbish heads to the high side. You get a drop back to 9. great battle here, man. I'm loving it. No, not a McDonald's jab pun, anything like that. Didn't really think about it until we said it, but 55 laps remaining here tonight. We know drivers are going to have to make at least one, maybe two more pit stops as we go on board with the Earnhardt 17 of Tommy Haynes, looking to the high side of the track. Way up the track, missing the corner entry is Nick Hunt. That's going to open up the door for Hayes at the bottom. And here comes Haynes, head full of steam. Ford versus Ford, down into 3. Things have changed at the front. They have changed mid-pack. Let's go back to new race leader. Back out front once again. Dalton Fredericks able to take that top spot away from Todd Gray. Do we gotta... you want to keep it right here? Okay, we're going to keep it right here for just a moment. Stay live for the moment. We do have replay of that pass. Lap traffic just out in front of your race leaders. And John Wimbish, he's going to come to pit road again. Wimbish going to come to pit road early here. Coming to pit road about 3 to 4 laps early. Todd Craig going to come to pit road early as well. So what we deem to be about 3 laps before. Enough to split it into 25 lap runs. And maybe Wimbish and Cray know something we don't. Left all alone out front, clean air. Lap traffic just out in front of him. I don't think he's going to be able to run back down Roy Fernandez. But Fredericks with a 2.7, making it almost a 3-second advantage now over Bailey Dutton. Todd Cray already down and away, but he's going to fall off of the lead lap. Fredericks to pit road, and we've seen multiple drivers get super loose on that apron down there. That's going to bring Dutton, Melton, McMillan Jr. all to pit lane as well, staying out on the track. Out front now for the first time tonight behind the wheel of that number 30 machine. Justin Gann will lead us as we stay under green flag racing conditions. This is going to be our third round of green flag pit stops. Completely green flag racing. Oh, big moment there. Can't get it loaded up. John McMillan Sr., what does the 51 do? Will he keep it out on the racetrack? And that's going to answer the question right there. No, he's going to bring it to pit lane. Roy Fernandez also to pit lane. Todd Gray able to take a spot away from Gary May, who comes to pit road. And Gray going to reassume the race lead with a big gap now. 1.2 seconds back to Dalton Fredericks, who's going to come back out. In second, Bailey Dutton falls to, or keeps third. Your Polson are going to fall to third, but Dutton going to maintain position. Oh, big moment out in front of your race leaders. Lap car struggling just a little bit coming out of turn number 4. Todd Gray, 1.2 second advantage. This is the biggest advantage we've seen anybody have here. Will he be able to keep that gap? Came to pit road 2 laps before the rest of the field. 33 of Gary Wells doing all he can to get a handle on the rear of the car right now, super loose. Is that 33? We're looking through here. We're not seeing any real strategy plays. Looks like all 4 tire stops in fuel for the entire field. .14:43, the quickest pit stop that go around. That's going to belong to the 57 crew of Brian Wasserman. Wasserman in the Dos Equis, number 57. The crew's got nothing to hang their heads about here tonight. Wasserman with a great run. Let's go check in. We talked about the pit crew. Let's talk about the man behind the wheel. Getting the job done. There it is. That's the one we want. The Mango Juice Monster Energy Dos Equis driver. Getting it done here tonight. Looking to pick up 2 positions to finish right where he started, but a solid top 10 showing so far here tonight. Great look into these machines. I believe we've got one more out there, and that's going to be on board here with John McMillan Jr. Basic blue, but getting the job done. McMillan Jr. up 13 positions from where he started tonight's race. Now for the first time inside of your top 5. With that being said, we're going to jump outside of the car and back around the track. Let's take a look as Dalton Fredericks closes in. A little bit of a wiggle on the high side for the 51 of John McMillan Sr. John Sr. trying to get himself back onto the lead lap. Roy Fernandez has got to get it by Fredericks and Cray to try to take and put himself back on the lead lap. For now, the lucky dog is where Fernandez runs the Cuban Missile rocket. Needs a little bit of help. Long green flag run here tonight. 82 laps of green flag racing. It has been non-stop, fast-paced action. 3 rounds of green flag pit stops has finally separated the field just a little bit. So to show these drivers some love, to show them some appreciation for all they have put on display here tonight, the High Roller 187. Let's remember to drop them that thumbs up while you're here. While you're here and while you're watching, don't go anywhere unless it's to get some popcorn. I'm pretty positive we're gonna see some fireworks before this thing is over. And if not, we've got fireworks at the end of it. So either way you go, get ready for a show here tonight under the lights in Sin City, Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the High Roller 187 with the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Up Series. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers the thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, David the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, or one of our many sponsors. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. Big shout out to Cousin Jess out there in the chat, rooting on her favorite driver as always, and Todd Crane. Looking good here tonight, Jess. I think whatever you may have been talking to him about, I think it may be working out. Crane came into tonight's race sitting third in the points, just 4 points back from your points leader, Dalton Fredericks, who's running. Oh, well, he's been able to take that top spot away. Fredericks to the point now, so things very fluid. A lot changing, a lot going on. We're looking for pit stops somewhere around the lap 98 mark. Will anybody able to stretch it to to that 100 lap mark. If you can get to that century mark, you're going to be good to go to the end, unless we see a caution flag, and at that point in time, I think everybody's going to be coming to pit road. So a lot going on, a lot happening. As Daly keeps it at the top of the racetrack, he's going to fall a second lap down here tonight. As John Wimbish early exit once again to pit lane. This is going to be stop number 4 here tonight for the U.S. Army. Number 56 Ford Fusion, Wimbish to pit lane. And you know what? I'm not going to fight this one. I think I like the stop here. I think I like this one. I don't believe Wimbish thinks he can get to the end. That's going to be a lot of time out there on the track. But it looks like a quick fuel-only stop for John Wimbish. Into the outside wall. Lap machine into the outside wall. That's going to be the 0-1 of Cody Sleeper. Realizing the way things are going to pan out, I don't think anybody going to be able to make it to that lap 100 mark to give themselves a legitimate 25-lap run to the end. So Wimbish coming to pit road a little early. Look to see him come back down pit lane, and whether or not he gets tires and fuel. Fredericks flirting with that outside wall. Race leader pushing it just a little bit. And almost a 2-second advantage here for Fredericks over Cray. He's been able to shoot away from Todd Cray. And we don't want to give anything away. We're not seeing anything on telemetry that's really going to show or tell us that Todd's saving some fuel here. But could he possibly be trying to back it down just a little bit? Maybe save that 1 or 2 laps and make it to lap 100 so he will not have to pit again. Because right now, it looks like drivers are going to have to stop for a splash of fuel at the end of tonight's race. I think we're going to come up about 2 to 3 laps short. Over 100 miles of green flag racing action behind us. We are on lap number 93. We have been clean and green all night long here tonight with the Airs High Racing Paints Cup Series powered by Swift Motorsports, right here on your home for Swift. The Turn 3 Racing Network. What a night, what a run. Back-to-back nights here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway has not disappointed these drivers. An amazing race last night in the trucks. These drivers having an amazing race here tonight. This is an open challenge. Find me another set of drivers that can go 95 laps green flag here at Las Vegas, and I'll give you a high five. Inflation, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got the funds. Just saying. I mean, I can give you a high five all day long, though, boss man. A phenomenal night. Seriously, with all jokes aside, 95 laps of green flag racing, and we're not talking about completely spread apart racing. We're talking about drivers. Look at the battles. Not every battle on track is a battle for position. But you can see Jason Brinch, he's down multiple laps, but he's right here running with the driver inside of the top 5. John McMillan Jr. going to run third as Todd Cray, he's going to shorten it up. Cray was not saving fuel. He is going to run to pit road. On lap number 97, things are gonna get interesting at the front of this field. Can Fredericks keep it out for another 3 to 4 laps to make it on just one more stop? I don't think Cray's gonna make it. I've been wrong a handful of times, I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me, but we haven't really seen a driver make more than 25 laps in a green flag run. Coming to pit road on lap number 96, you gotta have a 30-lap run. At least a 30-lap run to get to the end. And I don't know, I'm kind of liking the strategy out of this 20 right now. He's out front, leads by over 9 seconds. He can give up quite a bit to the field. Right, you can give up some time here. Make sure you can come to pit road and not have to come back down to pit road. Right? Not run out of fuel. And just as I say that, he's going to throw all that out the window. He's going to cross the line on pit road on lap 99. It's a little closer on that fuel. Crosses over into lap 100 as Bailey Dutton going to go around and stay on the track. There's Todd Cray. He went one lap down, but able to get it back early in this green flag pit exchange. Our 4th round of green flag pit stops. And I couldn't agree with you more, John. Swift, they do have an amazing set of drivers. I've had the opportunity at one point in time earlier in my broadcasting career of covering these guys 4 nights a week from Monday through Thursday. Covered them, and that's why we called Turn 3 the home of Swift Motorsports. Things scaling down a little bit, going back to just 2 series, but we're always proud to bring Swift Motorsports to all their fans across all the lands. We're not sure if you're all Americans. You could be Canadian, South American. We got a couple of Europeans mixed in here and there, so a lot of fan base for Swift Motorsports as pole sitter, race leader, Bailey Dutton, gonna come to pit road. Todd Cray, here he is. He came to pit road on lap number 96. Biggest story right now for Todd Cray is, does he have enough fuel? Will he have to come back down pit road? If you've got to come back down pit road, you are going to give up at least 35 seconds. So man, I'm really starting to like where Dalton Fredericks is at. Really starting to like Bailey Dutton. He was able to stay out on track for 2 extra laps. I really like where he's sitting at. But a massive gap. It's going to look to be about a 10-second gap from Dutton up to Fredericks. The short pit strategy for John Wimbish not going to shake out. He's going to have to come to pit road for the final time. A 5th stop will put him deep in the field and back off of the lead lap. We are over 100 laps of green flag racing action here in tonight's High Roller 187. And I'm wondering, are we going to run this thing flag to flag? That's going to be one. You know what? We're going to put it out there. That's going to be one hell of an accomplishment. Now, we don't say things like that very often, but when we do, you know it's a big moment. Lap 104 on the board. Justin Gann, he has found some speed, taking that 4th spot away from Bailey Dutton, who seems to be struggling right now. Dutton, your pole sitter, going to fall back to 6th. Dalton Fredericks losing ground as well. Fredericks sitting in 2nd, almost 4 seconds backing, losing ground. Fredericks has got to be saving fuel. And there you can hear him cutting it off in the corners. Fredericks is saving fuel. One man not saving a drop is the guy right here behind the wheel, Todd Gray. He's looking to try to open up the advantage. See if he can make the splash and dash work, but he's going to have to really get on it here. As we mentioned, going to take about 35 seconds to come down pit road, get a splash of fuel, and get back up to speed. Gray right now may potentially fall off the lead lap if he has to come down pit road for that splash and dash. I don't know, man. This is going to get it's going to get interesting, is how we'll put it. Big gaps through the field as it looks like fuel mileage racing now underway. Todd Gray, unrelenting pace at the front, but Fredericks, we heard him, we seen him saving some fuel, clutching it through the corners. Let's go back here as the 48. Lowe's Cobalt Tools machine of Corey Melton trying to close in on the Kitty Cat Coin 30 of Justin Gann. Both of these drivers trying to run down that 15 just out in front. The Canada Exalted number 15 of John McMillan Jr. Great run here tight for McMillan. Started all the way in 18th, basically. Tail end of the field. Only one driver started behind McMillan Jr. He had, oh my goodness. He has picked up 15 spots now to run in 3rd and finish out those podium drivers. But Justin Gann and Corey Melton, they are reeling him in and reeling him in at a pace of about 2 to 3 tenths a lap. Jason Branch going to bring the Barbie's World 22 to pit lane this time by. Final stop here tonight for the Ford Fusion, piloted by Branch. You know what? I don't know, man. Because I'm looking at these two guys right here, John, okay? Looking at these guys. They're not saving fuel, right? Not saving at all. Sure, they're about 6 seconds back, but they're closing in quick. They're closing in at a rate of 2 to 3 tenths a lap on Fredericks as well. Not just John McMillan Jr. John Jr., he's picked up the pace. He's no longer in fuel-saving mode. But these guys, these two, they've got an extra lap of fuel already built in. They came to pit road on lap 100. Everybody else in front of them a little bit sooner. Lap number 99 for both Fredericks and McMillan Jr. Lap 96 for Todd Gray. So we've got some strategies, right? Todd Gray out front. Is he possibly clutching it? Was the strategy, look, we're going to be short. Guys that pitted before lap 100, they're going to be short. They're going to have to save fuel. We're going to have to save fuel. Let's go get it, build a gap, and then try to maintain or manage that gap. Manage the gap, probably a much better way of describing it. Manage that gap back to Fredericks. Coming to the end of the race, now over 7 seconds out front. Because he can't come to pit road, right? If Craig comes to pit road, his race is done. In the sense of out of competition, out of contention for the race win. Right, if he comes to pit road at this point in time, he's going to be lucky to finish on the lead lap. Same thing for Fredericks, McMillan Jr. If any of those top three come to pit road, their great nights go away rather quickly. So we got Fredericks in second. We heard him saving fuel. Let's take a look at him right here behind the wheel of that All-Star 15 TV number 20. Those familiar Home Depot looking paints on that 20 all season long so far. The 22 Barbie's World machine of Jason Branch closing in. A Branch sitting 3 laps down as we go around the track with just 9 laps remaining here. So not going to put up a fight. Frederick's going to lose a little bit more ground here. John McMillan Jr. now just 2.5 seconds back, but here they are still closing in. We're going to look at the lap times. Let's take a look at the lap times of these top drivers. Todd Cray, 31:34. Little bit slower. Dalton Fredericks, a 31:08. 31:10 for McMillan Jr. A 31:02 for Justin Gann. So still a 10th faster. He is closing in, but does he have enough laps to get there? Todd Cray somehow is building the race lead still. He's got a lot of traffic in front of him, though. Todd Cray getting slowed up 3 wide, racing with lap traffic in front of your race leader. Oh, boy. Boy, Fernandez, he's liking what he sees out for. Oh, and almost big trouble. John Wimbish and the 17 of Tommy Haynes. They're going to come together. Go down off of the bottom of the track. Oh, boy, that would have thrown a huge wrench in the plan for all of these drivers. But what it would have done, it would have leveled the playing field, and he's going to come to pit road. Oh, my goodness. Todd Cray to pit lane. Dalton Fredericks looks like he's unleashed the beast with 5 laps to go. Out front, less than a second. In front of John McMillan Jr. Here can see that 15. He can eyeball your race leader, Justin Gann. Corey Melton, 3rd and 4th on the track. They're hot on the trail as well. Let's see how good you are, John. No, we're not talking about John McMillan Jr. sitting in second. We know how good he is. He's already visited victory lane this season. Came into tonight's race sitting second. The points just 3 points out from your points leader, Dalton Fredericks. Surprisingly enough, they're going to run 1-2 on the track. And Fredericks going to give up the position here. John McMillan Jr. going to take the top spot for the first time here tonight from the back to the front with 3 to go. Here are the high rollers, 187, and Dalton Fredericks dropping time big time. He's going to drop to the 4th position now. Fredericks still in fuel-saving mode. Maybe letting these drivers duke it out, possibly run each other out of gas. Justin Gann going to look way to the bottom of the racetrack, not going to get the position. We'll have popsicle sticks on display this time by for your race leader, John McMillan Jr. going from the back to the front. He's got 3 more miles to get the job done. Does he have enough fuel? That's going to be the big question. Does he have enough fuel to keep the 2 behind him at bay? Maybe just one, as Gann going to have a huge moment off of 2. They're going to give up some ground here to race leader And better not stumble a little sideways off of 4. White flag flies. Final lap here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway at the High Roller 187 for the Airs iRacing Paints Cup Series. We're going to go flag the flag here tonight. That's right. No caution flags waving, clean and green all night long. Here comes the 48, but just 2 more corners for McMillan Jr. Into 3 for the final time. Gap remains the same. McMillan Jr. needs a good solid exit. He's gonna get it and he will cross the line. Your race leader. Checkered flag belongs to John McMillan Jr. He's gonna take that top spot. How about Corey Melton bringing that Cobalt Tools Lowe's machine up 5 spots from where he qualified into second. Justin Gann gonna finish out the podium here tonight in that kitty cat coin number 30 machine. Gann gonna run a 3rd. Frederick's gonna fall to 4th. Bailey Dutton back in 5th. Fuel strategy bites a handful of drivers here tonight, but what a run at the end. It all came together. And this man right here will celebrate on the front stretch under the lights here for all the fans in the stands. They have seen an absolute treat here tonight. Green flag racing all night long, all 125 laps, never slowed down. What a night, what a run. So as he enjoys his post-race celebrations, John McMillan Jr. going to pick up the checkered flag, ready to step away for a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. back high above the track at the conclusion of tonight's High Roller 187. We had fireworks in the first 40 to 50 laps. We had some crazy racing at the end. Fuel mileage packed in there as well. An amazing night here. Amazing skills on display. Flag to flag racing here tonight. Green flag for all 125 laps. It was an absolute pleasure to watch these drivers get it on here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Walking away in third. Unable to join us here tonight. Some post-race obligations going to keep Gann from getting to us in these post-race interviews. We'll see if we can catch up with him next week. But the RB Custom Rigs Kitty Cat Coin Virginia Beach native gonna get the job done. Finish on the podium. Great run. Gann should pick up some ground in the top 10 in the point standings. And we'll see how he goes about business next week. That's gonna move us right along the list. We talked to him earlier this season. We're going to talk to him again here tonight. Walking away with second for the second time here tonight. We got to quit meeting like this behind the wheel of that number 48 machine. Corey, it's Dave. How you feeling, bud?
So, but happy. Can't complain with a second place.
Yeah, never. You can never complain when you get a podium. But we, as you heard me say, as we came to you. And you said to the race winner, we got to quit meeting like this. Second time, second place here. When do you think you're going to get that 48 victory lane? We know you got the speed. We know you got the patience to get there. Tonight's race, a fuel mileage race, you were able to map things out and get all the way to the end. So we know it's there. Is there any track you got circled on the schedule?
Any track that requires starter control. I love messing with the throttle. So Atlanta should be fun. I don't know if there's Homestead on the schedule. I really like that track. There's a few, but I mean, at least it's. I mean, I don't know, bud. The fact that it's John again, I'm like, come on.
Well, I was gonna say, there's always that one guy. I mean, growing up doing like certain sports, there's always that one guy that you're feeling really good. And then you look over and you see that one guy and you're like, is that kind of the feeling growing with you?
Well, I used to be that guy. So. Nah, I'm not used to being second. I'm used to being the one winning and everyone chasing me. So, yes, it is growing. But everyone, man, go caution free. It's awesome. So I had a blast, a lot of fun, a lot of clean racing, man. Can't beat it.
Yeah, it's always fun when the rabbit got the gun, or the other way around. I'm not sure how that saying goes, but figured I'd throw it in there. But anyways, a fabulous job for you again. You're going to gain some ground in the point standings. You came into tonight's race sitting in fifth, so you're going to jump maybe all the way up to that second spot. Great job here tonight. Flag to flag, green flag, no mistakes on the pit road. Before we let you go here tonight from Las Vegas, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous? Maybe send some shout-outs back to the shop?
Just thanks to the boys in the Assassin group for letting me be in there, man. It's a lot of fun. Congrats to John on the win, man. He's proven to be a threat, and I look forward to next week trying to chase that dub, man.
Well, man, I know it.
Go Chiefs Thursday.
Go Chiefs, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, guess what? See, now you're not going to like it because you're second place to me, too. See, we beat y'all twice last year. That's right. My Cincinnati Bengals handed you your exit in the playoffs.
I forgot who won the Super Bowl, though.
Hey. We're not discussing that. Corey, man, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you here post race. I'm sure it's going to be we're going to have many more meetings. And who knows, maybe we'll be able to talk a little more junk on the football side of things a little later in the season. But until then, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thanks, Dave. See you, buddy.
All right, there you go. Final few parting words for the man that walked away second. He's a Chiefs fan, but we won't hold it against him. Corey Melton. One more lap. And we may have been talking to these drivers in a different different position. But didn't turn out that way, didn't pan out that way. So we're going to jump right into things with your race winner for the second time here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. John, how you feeling in victory lane?
It feels good. I feel like it was kind of a lucky win, if anything, but it feels good.
So we're going to address it right from the start. We've already talked about it with Corey. A little bit of fuel strategy out there tonight. At what point in time did the crew chief get on the mic, or did you realize that, hey, look, we're going to have to do something a little different here?
On the third run there, third run, I really had to decide to start to save fuel. And then on that last run was the same strategy. Was told just to save as much fuel as I possibly could.
Now, with all that being said, saving that fuel the way you did, how close was it at the end? How much fuel did you have left?
I crossed the finish line with 0.1 gallon. I barely had enough to do half a burnout.
Man, that is close. Good Lord. Whew. Well, back to the front.
Couldn't make her anymore, that's for sure. That was all the fuel I had, and that was all the saving I could do.
Well, we speculated if there was one more lap, it might have been a little different, and there's the information, race fans. Yeah, if it had one more lap, might have been a little bit different after all, but nonetheless, man, up 17 spots. You started all the way in the back. How were you able to carve your way up through the field the way you did? A handful of drivers were able to pick up spots, but nobody was able to gain like you did here tonight. How were you able to navigate the field and get to victory lane?
I just played it smart throughout the race. Didn't really push it too hard, and we had a long way to run. Passing everybody as well as I could and as clean as I could. I think I made some spots up on pit road too with just speed in and speed out. But other than that, just tried to stay smart about it. Didn't rush it, didn't push it, kept it off the wall.
Well, John, with this second race win in your back pocket, it's going to catapult you to the season's point leader heading into next week. We'll see how long you can keep it at the top of those point standings. But we'll see how many more times we visit each other in victory lane. Congratulations on yet another checkered flag performance. Before we let you go, final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous.
Just like to thank my dad for helping me. He helped me out with that starting to save there and let me know when to save. I'd also like to thank everyone here at Swift that puts this on. Love racing here. It's a great place to race at. And thank you as well, Dave, for the great broadcasting.
Well, thank you for all the great racing that you've provided to us, not just here tonight, but in seasons past. We're no stranger to each other. I don't think we're going to be much more strangers the rest of the season. Another fantastic run for you and that 15 crew. And until next time, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thank you. We'll see you after, Dave.
All right, there you have it. John McMillan Jr., 0.1 of a gallon, a tenth of a gallon. Barely had enough to get back around the track and have a little bit of a post-race celebration. So a lot on the line coming to the end of tonight's race. It could have changed very rapidly, but it doesn't. Playing it right and walking away with his second checkered flag performance here this season. John McMillan Jr. puts a stamp on the point standings and leads heading away from the track. What a night, what a race, 125 laps of green flag action. I challenge you to find another league to do it in a very challenging car here in these Gen 4 machines, but job well done. Hats off to everybody in the field here tonight. And the High Roller 187, and with producers hitting those buttons in the background, you know the sounds, you know it's time for us to run down tonight's unofficial race results right here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the Ayers iRacing Paints Cup Series, brought to you by SwiftMotorSports. Top spot. 17 positions from the back to the front in victory lane, the 15 of John McMillan Jr. Corey Melton with a great run. He's going to come up into second, and finishing out your podium drivers tonight behind the wheel the 30, Justin Gann. Dalton Fredericks will finish 4th here tonight, while your pole sitter rounds out your top 5, sliding home in 6th. The John Deere Double O machine of Nick Hunt, Brian Wasserman right behind him in 7th, the Cuban Missile Rocket. Going to finish in 8th with Todd Cray back in 9th. Tommy Haynes finishes out the drivers on the lead lap in his Carhartt number 17. Mike Compaggio back in 11th with Gary Wells. 12th, John Sr. in 13th. The 5 of Gary May will finish in 14th here tonight. 15th place belongs to the Fago Soda 01 of Cody Sleeper. John Wimbish, the U.S. Army 56 Ford Fusion, he comes home in 16th. 17th tonight to Daniel Krim, Jason French back in 18th. 19th from the track here tonight. Elsie Daly in the 6th. Finishes out the 19 car field. Big tip of the cap to race control in admins. Andy Starcher and Don Kidder, they had a little bit of a lazy night, but they'd rather have those lazy nights than any other night. What a race, what a night here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Green flag action all night long. So as we get ready to roll up the cords and cut off the lights and head on out, don't forget to join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers the love and drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.